Juwani goes to top esports first, so that might even mean they're looking for a very strong top lane 1v1 champion.
Still, maybe even a little bit of flexibility there, but I think the setup for Tian is definitely on the table if they go with that one. A lot of strong picks still on the board. We will get the Jax locked in as the first pick for Ninjas in Pajamas. And there's the Ashe. We were talking about it before I ever say that the priority for Ashe is going to be through the roof. It makes it through the first ban phase. It gets picked up by NIP.
I love this Ashe pick from NIP. Jewel has never been afraid of experimenting in that support lane pool. And out of the two supports, I think he is the crazier one. And Ashe coming out of 2 means it is able to flex to either support or ADC. Still opens up the ADC pool quite a lot. But Renekton gets picked as a counter, or as a response at least, to the Jax. So TES already looking to have a very strong top 3v3. I think Rookie can play like something like the Sylas to really perfect the top lane combos, but you gotta start picking the ADC for top esports, right? Because they're gonna start getting banned.
Yeah, that pool will not survive very long, but maybe JackeyLove saying bring it on. I want to go down my champion pool here. As you were saying earlier, though, that Sylas perfectly timed kitty. It is locked in, and a crucial piece that Rookie on V5 last year popped off on so many times, and honestly really excited with the ultis available to Rookie this time around. A lot of usability there. Maokai is locked in as the final pick in the first phase for NIP.
I'm pretty shook that NIP decided to opt into the Maokai after seeing Sylas has already been locked in blind from top esports, because you're just providing Rookie with so many good ultimates like the Ashe, like the Maokai to engage. So a bit of a shot on the foot, but we'll have to see how Xiaolongbao decides to play around his ultimate cooldown. Varus gonna get banned off. I'm assuming something like the Caitlyn can also be taken away. Caitlyn and Lux very strong, or even Caitlyn Ashe is a really good duo.
Yeah.
Cassie gonna get banned though.
I think that might be the most interesting part, as it's different focuses in this second phase for both teams. ADC is obviously the priority. Take away JackeyLove's champion pool, try to at least. But the late game scaling picks, things that can work out even into the Sylas, the target for TES. It is Karma, actually banned here as the last one for NIP. So trying to take away that potential poke bottom lane with a lot of that slowing power if they want to go for it for TES.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're just gonna keep banning out those counters for Rookie, so he's a much easier time to start to lock in something like the Caitlyn and Lux, because you already have such a strong early game, you might as well commit to it.
I would say that would behoove them very much so. We do get the Taliyah locked in for Dream, though. The possibilities of the connection between Xiaolongbao and Dream here now with this duo, very important to highlight.
Yeah, Taliyah comes in as the perfect response. Top esports, their range is so small, where with all the dashes plus on that as well. So I really like this Taliyah pick. Jhin is also a champion that is well, I guess acts as a well counter into the Ashe with the esports composition. Their damage is a bit low. There's no hyper carry for top esports unless you're playing towards this Renekton, which I see Tian playing towards. It might be a little bit of a scuffle. They do make up in damage with the Heimerdinger being locked in though, which I do really love.
And it's something that Mark may be adapting to a little bit here. I think, as well as something to kind of highlight, is this bot lane of Jhin and Heimerdinger is very terrifying in the right situation if they get the right resources, and would love to see Photic grabbing a late game insurance policy for NIP. They get the Sivir yet again for this guy who has been known to tear it up in the late game.
Yeah, I think Photic has been the most consistent player out of the entire NIP roster for this year. Even with Photic is always that person where you can rely on, and he will never really be the major problem of any series. But it's going to be Sivir and Ashe vs Jhin Heimerdinger. A bit of a sleeper or poke fest as the series plays out.
We're about to hit the rift for the first time on this Super Sunday. We have Ninjas in Pajamas taking on Top Esports. Game number 1 kicking off now.
Can I just say, Mazel, before the entire game starts, that I am so happy I finally get to cast JackeyLove because
Let's
he is
go.
the entire reason why I fell in love with the LPL from 2016 on IG. I was quite literally 14 years old, and this player just made me so invested into the entire league. So this is definitely a memorable moment for me.
We get to cross that off your bucket list.
My
there.
bucket
Love
list,
to
yep.
see it.
Next
It's
one,
awesome.
Faker, Copium.
Yeah, for sure. For me, like, it's cool to see those kinds of moments, right? I got to cast Uzi a year ago, right, in the like off-season fun tournament thing in regionals, and for me that was the same kind of situation. So it's awesome that we get those kinds of moments, and then we get to watch them execute on the Rift. So at least in your sake, get to watch JackeyLove try to tear it up on the Jhin. Why my favorite champion as well. So a little bit of bias maybe going your way. I'm not saying it's all Xiaolong Bao.
Your favorite champion's Jhin?
It is. I'm a Jhin stan.
Oh no,
Four
we
for
have
days,
a Jhin
baby.
stan
Four
and
for
a Jhin
days.
hater on the cast. This is going to
Let's
be
go.
terrible.
We go fight. Fisticuffs. Let's go, Kitty. What you got to say about my boy Jhin, huh?
He's already started the boots and full pots. He is completely accepting his fate in this lane where Ashe is going to be completely poking him out. And with the extra sustain, that is going to help out just a little bit. But bot lane prio is going to be so important for how Xiaolong Bao and Tian gets to dictate the early game. And from what we've seen so far, Photic and Draw are able to push that level 1 in.
And I definitely want to keep an eye on the pathing for both junglers. It looks like they both are heading up towards this mid, towards this top side of the map. Bot lane not going to be this early focus. It is going to be potentially looking at the cohesion of these solo lanes. With that pressure down bottom for Photic and Zhuo, though, they will continue to press into JackeyLove and Mark. But the thing is about this combo, and something we've seen rising so much, is the Maokai plus Ashe. You cannot play against the...
Aware that this is going to be an absolute bloodbath in the top lane. But looking at the two duos, we have Renekton Sejuani versus Jax and Maokai. Maokai has always been that champion that starts off a bit slow. He does love to scale and is not as strong as a Sejuani, especially if it's paired alongside the Renekton. So I'm really excited to see how this 2v2 will play out if we do see some action in that top side. But naturally, Tian will be hovering Team Tian this game.
And maybe even trying to get a little bit of early action from Xiaolong Bao up this way. It did ping down. See if Invincible can bait out a fight from Jing Tian. Would have a response from Tian right around the corner. Looks like Invincible will take that bait. Or at least will bait Jing Tian. He goes back in first blood to NIP. They're on the board.
Poor Qing Tian, his wave was building, but Sejuani just was not there to cover. And I guess Xiaolong Bao just sneaks his way in without the ward being available in that lane because I guess Qing Tian was under the impression that Tian was going to hover, but he was just 30 seconds too late. Can he make it up though by burning at least a flash out of this mid lane?
I'll be getting the angle here. Dream not flashing just yet. Playing it calm. Really good stuff from Dream, who gets a decent chunk back onto Tien as he exits.
Mark is flip-flopping his way in, clearing some wards, Little Donga. But this top lane, like I said, Mazel, once someone starts the ball, or once someone starts getting the ball rolling, and let's say Ting Tian just does not recover from the first gank, this Jax is going to get out of hand.
Look at this though, Kitty. We have such crazy
This
movement
ARAM.
right on the map right now. Like, Invincible's just been left up there. He had a nice little push from Qing Tian. Dream is now the focus. Qing Tian wanting to flash potentially for that play. Won't do it. And Dream getting a lot of the pressure and presence from TS, but standing strong.
Nothing's happening. I mean, because you're playing a Taliyah into 4 short-range champions, and if they do want to get something out of you, they have to at least burn a flash or combo extremely perfectly. But Dream is soaking up so much attention from the side of TES. Renekton's lane is looking so hard because Jax has come back with the Sheen.
That's going to be a lot of heavy damage trades in lane as well. But I love that Qing Tian was willing to already start moving towards this mid lane. I think that's something that plays into Top Esports' composition itself, and really want to see the execution on that a little bit further on. You see Invincible now with those that heavy presence. My God, that was one cube. A nice little trade back from Qing Tian. Gets a decent amount of health back. Now, Dragon is alive. Tian is in the pit, but here comes Xiaolong Bao.
Xiaolong Bao is hovering nearby this dragon, but Taliyah is not 6 yet. Dream does not have the
That's
ultimate
rough.
available to rotate. This dragon is just looking like a top esports dragon.
Whoa, over here, doesn't have the hawk shot. Here comes Dream. The dragon takes a long time to take this time, though.
Rookie has
800 health
Malphite
down, top esports. Will be able to secure that one.
Rookie even stole the Malphite, and that's just how much presence this Sylas pick provides into the team comp, right?
It's
Even
so
with
good.
the Sejuani, the amount of CC that Sylas is able to seal from NIP is just so scary, and you can't even face check these objectives once they have the vision control. But this ball lane is just playing out.
IP, and it gives him so much ability to play through. We're getting a 1v1 at the top side off, so a lot of reservation, honestly, coming out from top esports in this early part of the game.
Yeah, and with Herald spawning in 30 seconds, Ting does have the push in, with Sylas getting the next wave in as well. I'm assuming this is going to be the next priority for top esports. We can see Mark rotating up to this as well, because JackeyLove does have the codes
Curtain
available.
call. Level 6 not available for Photic. The heal comes out. Mark trying to get a little bit of damage down. Fourth shot. Zhuo. Last
dead?
shot. The deadly flash. The
He's dead!
Mark. They get themselves up, and we wanted to see something happen in this 2v2 in bot lane. It's TES that come out on top.
This is quite literally the perfect summary of support in patch 13.1. Jhin was level 6 and Ashe was level 4. A really good call from JackeyLove. He noticed that the Ashe was so low level and that she was already chunked previously. Just straight up activates the ultimate. Doesn't even have enough mana for a connecting W, but Mark able to just chuck the Ignite on and just finish him off with the last turret. Perfectly played by the side of top esports, and they also secure the Herald.
Honestly, really heads up play from top esports there in a lane that when we came into this, we're like, what's going to happen? What does Influence do for bot lane? Do they try and win 2v2s? Do we get a lot of roaming support action here? We've gotten a little bit of both, but now that JackeyLove and Mark have found that aggression in bot lane, found that level advantage, do they continue to press this up is my next question, I guess.
Most definitely. I mean, now that the items are coming online, that's what makes Heimerdinger such an obnoxious support champion. But I'm getting a bit worried for Zhuo because he did pick the Ashe support, and the main reason is because of your ultimate and how you play around this. And with him being only just hitting level 5, it's going to be really scary for the side of NIP for this bot lane, because you don't have any kill threat just quite yet.
See if that changes as time goes by. Photic able to dodge out with the use of the spell shield onto the grenade, throwing up the Sadnar there. I feel you, Mark. I feel you. It will be, though, focus renewed back towards bottom side of the map for both junglers, as Xiaolongbao making his way across mid lane will be spotted out by Rookie, as Tien right down on his chickens on his way as well.
Xiaolongbao has successfully hit his level 6 before getting invaded by the Sejuani. I would have liked to see more aggression from Tien in the early game, but you know, as long as Xiaolongbao hits 6 on this Malphite,
that can happen, or even just the setup from the Nature's Grasp. But a lot of hovering back towards this bottom lane. I know we set out that mid lane was going to try to connect with jungle a lot. We've seen a lot of focus in mid lane. We haven't seen Dream get a big Weaver's Wall off into the side lanes yet. It is still a bit early, and I would love to see that cohesion come alive for NIP as Rookie getting stunned up there. You see, again, this is the probably second, third time Jing Tian has made his way mid lane. Not going to find it this time again.
he's just roaming up and down from that to top lane. Once he gets the wave pushed in, he just likes being a little nuisance to Dream. But can they get a pick before this dragon spawns? Playing alongside their vision is what I'm wondering.
Xiaolongbao getting engaged on here, trying to take down the... oh, nice connection from
Ashe
Rookie
ult.
across. That Ashe ulti was gigantic. Xiaolongbao falls,
Oh, he
but
flashed him.
Rookie dies to the sapling. And what payback and beautiful it is for Xiaolongbao.
1 out of 1 for Zhuo. Not bad. We take those. Rookie connects the E, but unfortunately dies to Ignite from Talia. Oh, not Ignite, but dies to the burn from Talia. But this dragon is going to go towards top esports because the Heimerdinger and Jhin picking up that kill from early just has so much priority. Spotted on a ward for Xiaolongbao. He was just clearing his ward, going alongside his day. Rookie lands the longest E I've ever seen in my life. Secures the Malphite ultimate. Didn't pop it, unfortunately. But the burn and the sapling just ends up finishing Rookie off. So unfortunate flash. Don't flash into bushes, guys. You are versing a Maokai with Demonic.
I think that's a good lesson for everybody there. We do see Kraken Slayer completed for Photic, though. Itemization, at least for one, coming online for a majority of members here. Roa completed for Rookie in the mid lane as well. And now that TS have stacked up these two dragons, I'm very much looking to see how they continue to stack these objectives. They have a Rift Herald to utilize very soon from Tien, and he is hovering around this mid lane.
I would love to see Tien just use his Herald in the mid lane, open up the map so Rookie gets to skirmish alongside the Sejuani, which is exactly what he's doing here.
Flash play. Dream lockdown, uses a cleanse there from the spell book. Beautifully timed Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though, and Dream falls. The charge comes through and gold spread across the team. Good stuff, Top Esports.
I like this roam from Mark. You know, once you have JackeyLove ahead in that lane, he does have the extra cleanse and flash available, so he won't be dying. And Mark is just getting stuff done on the other side of the map. Herald unfortunately did not take down the mid lane tower just to provide some extra gold for this Sylas, who is building the Roa. We have seen a lot of Roa Sylas in recent days where this build, it just provides so much health and security in the late game because it does provide you that extra level where Sylas can match the scaling of NIP once it does reach the 40-minute mark.
You're hoping at least for Rookie to get to that point. And so far with the advantage, with now 2 kills under his belt, it's going to be a good task. Oh, Glacial Prison. You got it on him. Dream in trouble. Dream going to die again. Who's going to get the kill? It's to Rookie. Who else?
Dream's getting camped. This is like the 5th time TS has tried this attempt on the mid lane, finally getting their hands onto Dream. Mark has been constantly hovering this mid lane as well. Really good ultimate from Tien. He noted that the Talia did not have the flash available and of course just sent it. But with Herald spawning in 30 seconds and Dream not having his time as correct, these major objectives are just looking like they belong to Top Esports.
I love to see the timing, especially from Mark, who has consistently been on the roam, and we wanted to see what it looks like from bottom lane perspective, how we see them kind of influence the rest of the map, and Mark has been consistently going around. Obviously, Zhuo with the Enchanted Crystal Arrows, huge stuff, but I think the activity from Mark on this Heimerdinger has been deadly, and now we get that Rift Herald spawning, Tien already in place to start it up here. And it looks like NIP will just take this time to take the bot lane tower.
Yeah, I mean, back to my point about Tien being the core reason of how TES, their early game plays out, right? Once he gets the early game rolling, then the entire team of TS just looks so great, especially Mark, right? He's just following Tien's calls in the mid lane and getting so much stuff done on the map. I'm afraid that once Tien is just unleashed and he gets to do whatever he wants, how's NIP gonna play the game? Because you are just letting Tien do whatever he's like.
We did just get the Liandry's completed for Dream, so a little bit of sustained damage, at least in that idea. Mark also just completed the Rileys, so item completion for Heimerdinger online. Yeah, big item completion as well. That slow is going to be actually incredible. And I especially want to see the setup around this next dragon. This could be Soul Point for Top Esports. 50 seconds away. They already have a decent amount of vision around the back end of the dragon pit. I want to see them push that forward.
Yeah, I mean, this top side for Top Esports is definitely the focal point because you have the Jhin building lethality. He's just trying to provide that extra CC and tiny bit of damage in these team fights, but I guess all the resources have gone to Sylas. I was predicting it could have been gone onto Xintian, but they decided to opt it for Rookie because he is on one of his staple champions, which is the Sylas. So I'm excited to see how the next few team fights play out because Rookie is so fed.
He is very fed, and more gold going to be delivered to JackeyLove this time around. Oh, straight through the uprights. I got to find either Mark or Rookie. Mark gives a little thumbs up. Mid lane crash into the tower. One more auto will do the trick as NIP start to form up 5-man around this mid lane, around this priority to take Dragon.
Rookie does have the Maokai ult available for this team fight. No vision at all for NIP.
This is so difficult.
They need to stop this Dragon Soul Point, however.
Here comes the Nature's Grasp, gonna clip TN on the end. Here comes Rookies though, and this one's gonna get a lot more impact, connecting onto 2. Deadly Flourish on the back. TN solo in front of the Dragon with no NIP members around. That'll be sole point for Top Esports.
Ting went for a sneaky long flank, right? He was just going over the blue buff, but the amount of pressure that he provided with this Renekton that does have the flash available, just scared of NIP. And like you said, TES is on that Dragon Soul point for Hextech, and this soul is so immensely strong, especially when TS's main problem is that they lack damage.
What's your favorite Dragon Soul? Yeah, are you biased to any of the Dragon Souls?
Well, I guess it's Hextech because it's just provides so much damage and slows.
Well, Rookie flashing away from a top. I'm just gonna let you know.
I'm gonna get flamed either way.
We'll get flamed together. It'll be all right. So setting up now with TN getting a back off. We have now the second item completions really coming alive, especially the Banshees completed for Rookie. A little bit more of a defensive
prowess in the side lanes, but later on into the game, if no one deals with Invincible, I'm afraid that these side lane towers are just going to keep going down because the Renekton is just going to get weaker and weaker as the game gets to a later stage.
Well, 19 minutes in, we didn't have the necessarily explosive jungle present early game craziness that we would typically want from these two teams, but now we're getting to more so the tried and true macro decisions that TS are going to be leaning on their veterancy for. I think as looking at NIP with a little bit less of that veterancy, obviously the bot lane a little bit more so, but I think that we look into these very stressful moments and very tight games going into the later parts, mid-game especially, that Top Esports feel like they should have that control.
Top Esports has complete control over the mid-game currently. If you take a look at NIP's entire composition, it is about scaling into that late game. You have the Sivir, you have the Taliyah, and the Jax for the side lane. But looking at the game state, Top Esports having 3 dragons on their hands, next dragon spawning in 2 minutes. If you don't do anything before this 2-minute mark, then it's just looking so hard for NIP to reach that state in the game.
Oh, the rocket barrage actually not connecting though. Nice enchanted crystal arrow to stop the curtain call in its tracks. As Rookie stealing his own enchanted crystal arrow here with that setup could be huge. But back to mid lane focus as it was just an attempted catch out by Top Esports. I think they're fine.
And what fights that they want to take. We also have him building Izania second, which means he isn't going to be super healthy or tanky in these team fights, where if he takes the wrong trade or if he just goes in way too early and no one's there to back him up, he's going to get one shot.
I just want to highlight the lethality build coming out from Jackie Loves Jhin. We got the Eclipse completed. It was the first item Yumu's. Been a while since I've seen the first item Yumu's on Jhin. I missed those days. Shoutouts to you, Hail of Blades on Jhin. But really, it is an interesting build coming in here with a potential for a lot of that burst damage in the combos.
Yeah, I mean, he is there just to provide that CC. You already have so many juggernauts in the top lane, right? The Sylas, Sejuani, and the Renekton, especially with the Sylas building Roa and Banshee second. You are going to have 3 extremely healthy champions fighting for you in these team fights. Dragon is spawning in 20.
They're going to get in on to Xiaolong Bao. He goes golden, having bought that stopwatch, but the Nature's Grasp will seal the deal. 4th shot available. Oh, goes through because Rookie takes the kill ahead of time. Dream left out without a team, left out on his low summit. A triple kill for the 2018 IG World Champion.
4 kills going into the pockets of Top Esports. The only person standing is Invincible on this Jax, but I'm afraid no matter how many towers that you kill, your entire team is dead. And the Dragon Soul also goes to Top Esports. But can he win this 1v1? It does force the TP out of Rookie, just in case he loses that. But the Baron is also an available option for Top Esports now, once this Jax gets caught.
Jax getting caught by Jackie Love, who's sitting and waiting. Can't hit the Deadly Flourish, though, but the flash 4th shot. Where you at? Jhin hater, kitty. Where you at?
Sorry, I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I love Jhin. I love Jackie Love.
Yes. Let's go. Oh, Tien? The flash from... Whoa, there is fear in the eyes of NIP, but Dream finds a big shove as well. And Rookie over the wall. He's on to Photic. Photic Flag has no chance here. Xiaolong bows all by himself again, and I'm getting deja vu here, Kitty. Rookie trying to catch out Shuo and Dream, but can't do it. And TES, they are just steamrolling this game.
NIP is getting desperate, Mazel. They tried so hard. It did look pretty good for the start of that team fight. However, just the amount of mobility you have on this composition of top esports, your carries are just getting jumped left and right by the Sejuani and the Sylas, where they can't toss out the amount of damage that you want. And with the Maokai building Zhonya's and full AP, you can't really kill anyone, and he just dies as your frontline. Of course, we get to see that the Sejuani ult lands onto the Maokai. Beautiful pick from Top Esports. Although Talia is a very strong champion into the composition of Top Esports. Oh, he does flash into the Maokai, unfortunately.
He does, yeah.
But the Talia just doesn't have enough damage to stop these major carries from jumping onto the carries of NIP. And unfortunately, 4 for none.
And I got to give a shout out before we get this set up for TES for Rookie, who, as I mentioned earlier, has not necessarily found that stunning success, except for that big moment during the regular season for V5 last year. But postseason success, not been there. World success, not been there. Love that we have seen, though, over this time. Rookie has always been that consistent carry. He has always been the man that steps up. And yes, we're in early parts of the season, but he's looking damn good in that TES red.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned this earlier. Rookie is looking like the strongest core member of Top Esports. He is always so reliable when it comes to these team compositions, being able to flex from the Sylas to those long-range mages. But him being 7-1 this game, definitely a huge statement to be made from Rookie.
It was a decently quiet early part of the game. We didn't see a lot of that influence come from mid lane, but now in the later parts, it's that decisiveness coming alive. And every time Nature's Grass comes out for Xiaolong Bao, Rookie says, I can do it better. And this is just devastation coming the way of NIP. Thumbs up, maybe a white flag from Photic needed, as TES will put the final stamp on this first game.
My white flag is of Mazel. That was so sad for the side of NIP. Are they going to be able to just end the game here with a clean ace?
Force shot not available there. Yeah, a little bit close there. Sure, it will take a little bit longer for them to close it out, but it is tried and true as ever. As Top Esports, with one final push, will push NIP to game point.
Alex Xiaolong Bao once again on this Maokai pick. He wasn't able to really he felt a bit restricted, to say the least, in that early game. But that is the matchup of Maokai versus Sejuani. Sejuani has the ability to really flourish in that early game while you're just trying to scale.
And I want to talk about that a little bit more, because I think it's going to be important going into the next game, especially because that difference in draft approach kind of shining through, it felt like, in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the draft was a huge point for Top Esports, right? The 1, 2, and 3 pick for Top was just the, I believe, Renekton, Sejuani, and Sylas already showing their intent for the entire game plan of just having an aggressive top, mid, and jungle where they will be fighting 24/7. And if NIP doesn't negate this in the early game, then Rookie just becomes an unstoppable champion.
Yeah, I'm really wondering who is going to get MVP for this one, but especially looking at some of the stats from this one too, because I want to see how influential maybe the damage from the Eclipse Jhin was, but I suspect there being a lot of focus towards Rookie in that stat sheet especially, but rightfully so, right? I think this is, to some respects, an expected outcome. I think NIP been struggling recently. There's no hiding that, right? And Top Esports, as a team, they've put together such big stars in this trio of Tian, Rookie, and JackeyLove. They should be smashing their opponents, and it's a nice bar to set, at least into this series.
Yeah, looking at the next series, I think the Sylas pick should be taken off, especially if you're drafting the Maokai and Ashe into it, where you're just providing them with more CC and ways to engage in these team fights, and it just provides so much pressure well, they don't really have the vision to walk in and just create that pressure from the side of Top Esports. So
had a lot of the meta choices that maybe you would want in these type of situations.
Well, we did see the Jax coming out as a blind, where the Renekton was the response from Qingtian. I think the Jax was quite nice. It did provide that constant side lane pressure for NIP, and it was definitely a win con that they could play towards. Unfortunately, the Sivir and Ashe didn't really serve their purpose, which...
Not bad on the Jackson the side lane. Xiaolongbao, the control again, we saw the potential there for the Maokai Ashe duo, but it was just too much of a decent advantage given over early, and you see it slowly started getting worse as time went on.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dream was camped the entire game. All the focus was towards his mid lane, and he was completely shut down. I believe that Rookie had a 30 or 40 CS lead the entire game in a melee range matchup, and that is saying something, right? And especially with Rookie having the 8 kills in his hands, it's just absolutely nuts. And I do want to see more from Dream, because you have been hyping up this player who did play under Rookie, and he has potential under there.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think that Taliyah left a little bit wanting. The thought process is there. Connecting with Xiaolongbao, we just didn't see it. So maybe in game 2 they changed that up. We're going to send it to a little break. We'll be